Hey, how's it going? So, gonna try to post some more videos for you guys of the cars, but today I am going to apply a ceramic coat to my 96 Firebird Trans Am. I had this car, the whole front of this car repainted about 3 years ago. So the hood, the front bumper, the side fenders and the lights here. So it's in pretty good shape. I did a little bit of waxing. There's a couple scratch marks. Waxed those up, cleaned them up pretty good. And then some of the other prepping steps I did was, there's some pretty good videos out on the internet, but I used this Griot's Garage. Here, let me get the actual packaging for you. It's the Fine Surface Prep Mitt. So it safely creates a smooth surface free of any gloss stealing contaminants and whatnot. You can kind of use this in place of a clay bar, I guess, if you want. So, the surface of my car wasn't too bad. Didn't really need to be clayed, but I washed it. I kind of left it a little bit wet, and then I used, it was actually a Mother's, kind of like a Showtime type spray. But, I think they even recommend on here using their Speed Shine. But just something like that, just spray it on the surface, and then you can kind of rub the mitt around, get any contaminants, kind of get it real nice and smooth. And then I waxed a couple spots that had a little bit deeper scratches in the clear coat, wax those up. And then what we're gonna do now is, what I've heard is you wanna have a solution of like 10 to 15% alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and then water, distilled water, whatever, clean water. And that's kind of the final thing you'll do before you apply the ceramic coat. And what that'll do is just get any remaining wax, oils, anything like that off the paint surface. So it's totally prepped and ready for the ceramic coat. So I'm going to try to set the phone down here, and I will start that process with the water and rubbing alcohol, and we'll kind of speed through that, and then we'll get into the ceramic coat process. All right, so we got the hood and everything in the front here wiped down with the water and alcohol solution. Again, that was like around 10 or 15% alcohol, rest water. I actually used my electric blower just to make sure there was nothing else on the surface, just kind of blew it off real quick. But so now we're ready for our ceramic coating here. All right, guys, I already kind of unboxed everything to kind of move things along here. So I went with the Armor Shield 9 nano ceramic coating. It's supposed to have a higher content of SiO2 silica dioxide, 80+%, I guess, compared to stuff that you get at your local auto parts store, like this, Griot's Garage ceramic 3-in-1 wax. This stuff works pretty decent. It's not bad, but I don't think it's gonna stay on the car and last as long and form that nice barrier as well as this stuff should. So they give you some gloves. Obviously you don't want to get this ceramic coating on your hands, on your skin, so you wear the gloves. This block here is your application block. There's a harder side and a softer side. So obviously the softer side is the side that would be pressed against the car, but you don't actually apply here it is, the coating here. You don't apply this directly to the block. You'll actually use these soft cloths to wrap around the block. These are kind of like the thing you would clean your monitor with or something like that. Something you don't want to scratch. So we'll wrap this around the block, 5 or 6 drops of the ceramic coating, and just kind of work it on the car here. They say to, just do 2x2 sections, so you can kind of go up and down, back and forth, and then we'll kind of move up a little higher. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this side of the ram air hood, and then we'll leave this side untouched. And you know, obviously I'll apply it and then wipe it off with the, I forgot to mention, they give you like a microfiber, super soft microfiber towel to wipe everything off. So I will prop up the camera here, work on this side, kind of speed it up a little bit, and then we'll compare it to the other side and see if there's, you know, much of a difference. Maybe I'll even pull it out in the sun and get a better look at it. Something they did say though is when you are applying the ceramic coating, obviously we've prepped everything, but probably best to do this in a garage, clean environment. You know, you don't want to be outside, especially right now, it's springtime, and there's just pollen and dust floating around. So you don't want any contaminants getting on your hood while you're applying the ceramic coating. See here, we've applied it. And you can kind of still see the streaks on it a little bit from the ceramic coating. Now we are gonna take the microfiber towel that they've provided and just kind of rub it in and, you know, kind of polish it all in so it's nice and smooth and doesn't have any streaks in it. So let's take a look. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Just in my garage here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So this whole side is now coated, whereas this side is not coated yet. You know, black, I don't know if black's a good representation to be able to tell or not. I can definitely, this side of the hood feels deeper, darker, a little bit more of a shine to it than this one does that hasn't been treated yet. I can see a little more of the swirl marks obviously on this side than you can over here. But I mean, so far it looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the hood. And I'm also actually gonna go ahead and just do the front bumper, the side fenders. And then once it's all done, I will pull it outside and we'll take a look. All right, so next I'm gonna do the window and this trim here. I already sprayed it with the alcohol water solution, so got the window wiped down really well, and this as well. So let's go ahead and apply. Let's see how it looks here. Should bring back kind of a nice darker black look. And I mean, protect it as well from the sun, the rain, and whatnot, the elements. And this is 25 years of fading pretty good here. Hard to get in this crease. I don't know if you can tell, just that top part compared to the bottom, it's looking a lot better. All right, so we got the trim all done. Looks really good, I think. Yeah, kind of restores it almost to factory new. It was pretty faded before. Kind of adds a nice dark luster to it. Looks really good. I also did the window. You know, my window's pretty scratched up. The original window, over 25 years old, but you know, the water should beat off it a lot nicer now. All right, so I finally got around to getting the car pulled out of the garage here. I wanted to let it sit at least 24 hours. Weather's not great. It was sprinkling earlier. It's kind of cloudy, so it's not full sunlight, but it's light enough. You get the idea here. I mean, it does give it a really deep, kind of show-like shine to it, gloss. There's actually, when I pulled it out in the actual light here, there were some spots I could see that I missed wiping off the ceramic, but did a pretty good job in the garage. Here's a spot here in the window I think again. No big deal, you can just touch it up here. Something I thought was pretty cool is the trim. You can kind of see in some of the spots that it didn't quite get total coverage on before, but then after, you know, really brings it back to like a like new condition. It's really good. And then I went ahead and also did around the T-tops. I did the glass and the trim around the T-tops as well to give it some protecting. So it looks pretty nice, I think. Just the front of the car, as I mentioned before, I'm gonna wax, try to get some of the scratches out of the back, the sides and everything. But front was in pretty good shape. Didn't need too much buffing, so I think it looks pretty good. So we'll see, you know, we'll see how it holds up. If it's, you know, lasts 3 months, 6 months, we'll see how it does. I'll certainly post some updates in the comments after some time has passed and how it holds up. Just want to show you guys I went for a drive in the rain. pretty rainy outside. Obviously, as you know, the front of the car is where I put the ceramic coat. And it's, I mean, there's a little bit of water, but it's pretty dry, pretty clean. The rest of the car, still pretty wet. Let's look at the back. A lot of water still stuck on it. So it definitely, even here you can see, it definitely pushes the water off. And the car still looks really pretty clean. So I definitely think it works. We'll see how long it lasts.